Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us back here for another Lebanese Kitchen Live, where we invite Lebanese people for a live cook-along from their kitchen to make delicious dishes belonging to the much-loved Lebanese cuisine. So I'm going to now pass you over to Sharbil, who's going to introduce today's guest, Anis, joining us all the way from his kitchen in Leeds. Hi guys. Hi Sharbil.
Hello. So I'm joining from London, yes, welcome again. I hope you enjoyed last time. And today we're gonna have two dishes, and our guest cook is gonna be Anis, who's cooking from his kitchen in Leeds. Anis, I'll pass it to you. You tell us about what you're gonna be cooking for us, and if there's anything people need to know before they start. And yeah, over to you.
Well, hi everyone. Thank you, Samar and Sharbil, for having me on the show, and Ronnie. Today I'm gonna do two dishes, as Sharbil said. Batata Harra, which is a spicy potato. It's not very spicy. It's not spicy at all. If you don't want it to be spicy, it can not be spicy. And we're gonna do, well, an attempt to do falafel, or make falafel. I just wanted to say that we try and make things simple. We're not here to compete with our moms and aunties, and you know how they like. They have their own recipes. But we just make things simple, play a bit with food. I think lockdown has brought out like what the tiny chef in us. I've been enjoying cooking with my girls, Tiana and Amelia, who's joining me today in the background. They don't want to be on camera, but I might trick them later. Let's tell you how it's going to play out. So we have the beans soaked overnight. Yeah, I nearly forgot to soak them. I had to come down from bed after I went to bed and put them in water. So this is broad beans and hummus, which is like the chickpeas. Now you're gonna hear a lot of people saying they can make it only with chickpeas or only with beans. It doesn't matter. I like to do half-half. People whose mustard, like mustard, really. Falafel, they say 1/3, 2/3, I don't know what. So you try and play with it and see what works for you. Well, I think half-half is a good mix. It gives you the crunch and it doesn't go black or dark inside. You still have the sponginess inside. So these we're gonna put these in the food processor in a minute. Also, I have cloves of garlic. So if you can see the garlic in here, and coriander. So, okay. So they're gonna go with the mix as well. Now, when we put those in the processor, we're gonna split them into two halves. One is going to be for the spicy potato, and the other half is going to be for the Now, while we do that, we will have our potatoes boiling. Okay, half a boil. So what we did here, we peeled the potatoes and cube them. Okay, so I'm going to do one on camera. I don't really need to do that. Everyone knows how to peel a potato and probably cube it, but anyway, we'll do one.
So Anis, in Leeds, tell me, what's the Lebanese community like?
There isn't one. There isn't one.
Come on, we have the nightclub there.
That's why I keep coming visiting you guys and spending time with you. No, there are not many Lebanese, if I'm honest. Right, so, yeah.
There is District and Coco Cafe, and Coco Cafe sometimes do Lebanese because the owner is half Lebanese.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you can. So these gonna go into hot water that's been boiling. So we're gonna boil them for about 10 minutes. Yeah. Am I moving this around?
So you boil the potatoes before you fry them.
Yeah. So so they go in salty water for about 10 or 12 minutes. Yeah. Now, if you're frying the potatoes, because we're doing an air fryer version of the spicy potato, yeah, just to give people a healthy option, because we're gonna fry the falafel. So instead of frying falafel and frying potatoes, we're gonna do the potatoes in an air fryer. So you have to boil them first. If you're frying them straight away, you don't have to boil them. Yeah, you can fry the potatoes and deep fry in oil. But we do them well to balance.
So for me, I go and boil it without frying, or frying without boiling.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Just try and drain the water as much as you can first. Put a bit of salt, toss them in salt, and then fry them.
Okay.
Right. So while they boil, I'm gonna prepare the tahina sauce for the falafel. Yeah, what we call the tarator. So the tahina sauce, it's very easy. You need the tahina. Yeah, we put a bit in here. Now, what I like to do with the tahina is mix it with a bit of water first, and you will see that it will change consistency when you mix it. So I don't know if you can see here. Yeah. So they will go white in a minute. They will change consistency and go white.
So I want you to repeat for me here because I didn't hear well. So you put water and then put tahina.
Yeah, water and tahina.
How much water? How much tahina?
Huh?
How much water and how much tahini?
Really up to you. So it depends. About maybe four spoons of tahina.
Okay.
And then when it's ready, when it's like changed consistency, this is when I like to add the lemon juice. So we have here a couple of lemons that that I've squeezed them. So you add it to the tahina. Now it depends. Some people like the tahina with garlic. Some people they don't.
I like it really lemony and thick.
Lemony and thick.
Lemony and thick. I don't like it runny.
Okay. You don't like runny?
No, I don't like runny. I don't like my tahini runny. The worst thing can happen is you're eating this falafel sandwich and you get that drip at the end and you're trying to catch it. Not good.
I think it's like runny. We know that.
Part of the deal with street food is to get the tip of your shoe with drips. So either drips of fat or drips of.
It doesn't go on the tip of my shoe. It goes on my boobs.
But I understand we men, we eat different than So I'm gonna put some garlic. I'm gonna put some garlic in the tahina sauce. Okay.
What do you do with the garlic?
So one clove of garlic only. Yeah. Put it in that magic thing. Only Lebanese people have this.
Yes.
Yeah.
The really deep the marble made from stone.
Yes.
We can use this, right? We can use this.
Yes, you can. This is not entirely Lebanese, that's fine. So, we're smashing the garlic. Sorry about the noise.
It goes in the tahina?
Yeah, once you've crushed it, you can add it to the tahini.
Okay.
So in order not to, because it gets stuck to the bottom, so we'll add some more lemon in order to release all the garlic from the bottom of the thingy, and then we add them all to to the tahini. In the meantime, our potatoes are boiling nicely. Now, again, with tahina, some people like to add a spoon of yogurt. I think it gives it a very nice consistency.
Very good tip.
But I'm not going to do that because Amelia is vegan, so.
But good tip, it makes it creamy.
Makes it more creamy. It doesn't take away anything from the taste, or it doesn't add anything. So this is our tahina. I think we need it a little bit more runny. You can use a mixture of fresh lemon juice or the bottled one. Of course, fresh is better, but a mixture is good.
How much lemon do you use for the tahini?
Say again, Shabir?
How much lemon for the tahini?
Until it's runny, really, and you have to taste it. Samar said she likes it lemony, so in that case, you add more lemon. If you like it less lemony, you add water. But it's nice to have it more lemony until you get this consistency. Okay, not too runny, not too thick. I think this is good.
Very good.
This is for the falafel, right?
This is for inside the falafel sandwich. Okay. I think I'm happy with this. I'm just going to leave it aside now.
So, Anis, what's next?
Okay, next we're gonna put all the falafel mix in the food processor. Okay.
Cool. And where did you learn this recipe from? So everyone obviously has their own version, but where did you learn this particular one, and why do you like it?
Yeah, it's a combination of things. Mostly, I pick up the phone to my mom. Sonia as well is a great chef, you know, Ronnie's mom. But it's a mixture of things. There are millions, hundreds of falafel recipes. I think in the UK, anything rolled in a pack that is vegan or vegetarian, they call it falafel in the supermarket. And this is not falafel. This is the real falafel. I think is originated from Palestine falafel, and it's made with peas. I see a lot of falafel made with floury stuff, and no, so this is not falafel. So
there's
yeah,
so much separate.
based on my mom's recipe. So you can see
deep frying the potato. How long should I deep fry it for?
It depends how big would you make them? Can you show me a piece? Okay, so they're massive, they're big. They might need about 15 minutes frying.
Okay.
Right. So if I can,
and boiling, nothing else, right?
Yeah.
Frying.
Yeah. So when you fry them, leave them aside because we're gonna prepare the like a coriander and lemon and garlic bath, like a marination. They're gonna go in the marination. We're not gonna cook them. We're not gonna cook the coriander and the garlic with the potatoes. We're gonna marinate them after frying them. Okay. So we're gonna do now the coriander and the garlic in the food processor to be used for both, for the falafel and for the spicy potato. So I'm gonna add all the garlic into the food processor and the coriander. Now for the coriander, we've lived seeing our moms like picking up the leaves and stuff. But I think the stalk have a lot of flavor, so I keep some of them. But feel free if you want to only use the leaves or use it as a whole.
Yeah, I think it's more time saving, just dumping it all in, chucking it, and getting it through the mincer. It all tastes the same.
Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit noisy now.
So how much is a portion of coriander to garlic?
I use the whole bunch of coriander with a whole bulb of garlic.
Okay, so I have this much. Is that too much or is that okay?
Sharbil, a whole bulb and a whole bunch of coriander, and chuck it all in.
This is the coriander. Is it enough? Too much? Too little?
Is that all the coriander you have?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to go with that.
And then the rest of the garlic?
And the whole garlic, the whole bulb. Are you using a food processor or are you going to use a blender?
I'm gonna use the hand blender.
Hand blender?
Sorry, someone, one more round. Okay, are you with me, Sharbil?
I'm one step behind. So coriander and garlic alone. Anything else to him?
That's
For
it.
now, only coriander and garlic for now. Did you do that?
He's using a hand blender.
Okay. Right. So now half of this quantity, I'm gonna remove half of this quantity and put it in a Tupperware. Yeah, with a good lid, Tupperware that will take on like a tight lid. And you will realize, you will see why later on. So I'm putting all these here, half of the quantity. Okay. I think that's about half. Yeah. And leaving the other half in the processor.
Oh, that must smell so good.
Now we're gonna add our beans, okay, to the whole mixture.
Sharbil, how is your blending going? Sharbil, are you blending?
Sharbil, you're with us?
I think the blender did not work, so I'm gonna use the iron and mortar like you do the garlic.
Okay. Okay, the potatoes are boiling nicely. I'm just gonna boil them a tiny bit more. All right. So with the beans, those well, the most crucial element is the cumin. Now you have as well in supermarkets, continental supermarkets, you have a lot of stuff that is called falafel mix. You can use it, yeah, but I found it a bit perfumey. But see what you like use half of it and then half of cumin. But cumin is your buddy on this one. So a lot of cumin. So I'm gonna put the whole quantity. Yeah.
Anis, can you just remind us? Someone's asking. So Natasha Kumar is asking, what beans did you use again? So it was chickpeas and fava, right? Half.
Yeah, chickpeas and fava beans. Either fava beans or broad beans. They both work. And we're gonna put salt. Probably 1 big tablespoon of salt. Yeah. Now this bit is crucial. I'm gonna turn off the boiling water from the potatoes, and we'll deal with them in a minute. We'll just process those. So what we need here, we need a bit of water on the side because we need to make them into like a dough. Okay, so we don't know how much water we need at the beginning. We'll add a tiny bit first to start with, and we blend. Then we add a bit more.
What's the temperature of the water, Annie? Is the water cold, warm, hot?
Go on, Shelby.
Anis, when you added the water, what's the temperature?
Just room temperature. Just okay. Yeah.
Hey, this is how I got it. Is that okay?
That looks great.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Shelby. Yeah, looks all right.
Okay, so now what do I do after that?
Take half of this quantity and put it in a Tupperware or a bowl and leave it aside. And half of it you're gonna use for the falafel. Okay, I'm gonna blend some more.
Samar, is this how you do the potato batata harra?
Are you asking me a question, Sharbil?
Yes, is this how you do it yourself?
So I would follow Anis's way. I would boil it first for 10 minutes till it's sort of not fully cooked through, but I like to use the word al dente. Just because it makes the frying process easier and it makes them more crispy. Frying it straight away, you tend to lose the crispiness and they kind of taste a bit like chewy.
Okay.
So but I could have boiled that as well. I thought that if you are not using the air fryer, you don't boil it, you said?
Air frying?
Okay. While you catch up, Sharbil, what I did is I drained the water from the potatoes. Yeah. And I'm gonna leave them just a couple of minutes before I do the second cooking, which is in the air fryer. Just gonna leave them a few seconds.
Okay, so what do I do after?
Where are you at?
I split the coriander and garlic in two.
Okay.
And then?
Okay. Did you have the quantities? Put half the quantity aside.
Yeah.
Use the other half with the beans to make the falafel mix. I'm gonna grind some more.
So you grind equal quantities of chickpeas and fava beans with the half of the coriander?
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Adding, don't forget to add cumin and salt. Cumin and salt. So I can see that it's starting to bind together now. It just needs a bit more, with a bit more water as well.
So I have my favorite place in Lebanon for falafels. It's in a town called Sin El Fil, where my mum grew up, and it's a place called Joseph Falafel, and it is the one place that as soon as we get off the flight, we are straight there, get like a whole bunch of falafels, fries, shawarma, and then they do these like layered custard, biscuit, and chocolate custard desserts. That's pretty us like for about a week. We just eat falafel from Joseph. Joseph Falafel. Oh.
Beirut, okay. Wow.
Have you guys ever had, like, how do you know when a falafel is really good?
I normally ask for another one.
My mum used to always say, if it's crispy on the outside and it's fluffy on the inside, that's how you know it's a good falafel.
You're gonna say you're gonna ask for another one anyway all the time.
Yeah. That's a really good measure, Sharbil, really good measure. Yeah. So Fadia Ramenger says you will know the good falafel from the color. So like when it's golden, I think, right? Yeah. And she also says, Fadia also says that her cousins live in Sin El Fil, so she must know about Joseph Falafel.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, falafel Joseph is probably one of the best. When you do a home recipe for falafel, I don't think it can compete with what they do. No, simply it's gonna be delicious, but they don't add, for example, they don't add a lot of green stuff. And I think they use the spices more, but using the fresh coriander at home gives it that, if you like, that aroma when you crunch it, when you open after frying. Right. So as you said, as you saw, I added a bit more water than I expected, but that's fine. So this is the only way of doing it. So there's no like proper measurement. You have to keep adding water until you feel that it is like now binding together. Can you see now it's binding together?
Yeah, it looks doughy. It feels doughy.
Yeah. So this is fine now. Now what we're gonna do is place our potatoes in the air fryer. Yeah. So we'll put that in the air fryer, and there is a bit of a magic touch in here as well. That is corn flour. Yeah. You sprinkle a bit of corn flour on top of the potatoes because we're not frying them, so we're gonna lose that crunch from the frying. But we'll substitute with the corn flour. Yeah, if you sprinkle the corn flour on top, yeah, I'm gonna put some salt as well.
Oh, so that's a really good tip, because I would go in with I would deep fry it in oil. So if you're using an air fryer, put corn flour and that will retain the crispiness.
Yep, kind of.
Oh, cool.
It won't be as crispy as the fried ones, but it will give it, it will give it some crispiness. I'm gonna add some salt as well and stick it in the air fryer. That probably gonna take about 20 minutes in the air fryer. We'll check on it every now and then.
So, Anis, how has lockdown been for you in the last sort of 12 months? Have you been occupying yourself in the kitchen more?
Honestly, yeah, just working, cooking, eating. Yeah, not doing much. There's nothing else you can do. We tend to enjoy, brought us cooking and food, brought us all together. So we have some rituals now with the girls where we like to cook together at least twice a week. We'll have a feast, and mostly Lebanese stuff. So they love Lebanese food. And this is what I like to do. So yeah, that's kind of kept me busy around lockdown.
Shall we check in on Sharabil? I feel like he's still crushing his coriander and his garlic.
No, this didn't work. So I'm doing even the chickpeas here. So I went like,
if I'm giving you enough support with my explanations and stuff, but Samar is doing a great job talking to you. So
I'm not sure how he's going to finish. He's using a he's using a pestle and mortar to bring his falafel dough together.
Yeah. Right.
You know what happened? Just before we go live, I remembered that I need to find the blender and I couldn't find it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna crack on with remember that half of the stuff that we put aside. I'm gonna hit it with a bit of salt, and lemon juice. So I'm gonna squeeze some fresh lemon and use that strong lemon as well, which is the artificial one. So I'm gonna. You can also use lemon salt, or what we call citric acid, a bit of citric acid as well. It depends how lemony you want it. My girls and myself, we like it very lemony. So I'm gonna add a lot of lemon into the mix. Yeah. So adding more lemon into the mix, and we need olive oil as well. Oh, I can't have enough olive oil. I use a lot of olive oil. I just love olive oil. I drink it sometimes. So, so what we have now here is half of the quantities of the garlic and the coriander, salt, lemon, a mixture of fresh lemon and the potted lemon, and olive oil. Okay, you can add black pepper, you can add whatever you want. A bit of black pepper is nice actually here. And how spicy you want it, this is where you add the chili powder. Okay. I mean, for us, we don't really make it too spicy. So I would say half a small spoon would be all right. Yeah. But feel free, I mean, to spice it up.
I love adding fresh red chilies.
Yeah, that would work. That would work nice. Yeah. So can you imagine now what's going to happen here? When the potatoes are out of the air fryer, they're going to go in here in this swimming pool. You're going to close the lid, yeah, and do a bit of up and down, juggling and mixing. And this is how this is going to be cooked. So we're not going to cook this this sauce or this garnish. Yeah, it's just going to coat the potatoes, and because the potatoes are supposedly hot and they continue cooking for about 5 to 7 minutes after we take them out, this is going to cook just with the steam. Okay, so I'm going to leave this aside now.
That's a really good way of retaining the flavor of the coriander and the garlic. I like that idea. Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, so
Shadabin, how are you doing?
how are you doing?
So, what do I do with the falafel now? Do I leave it all this time?
Okay.
We haven't got to that yet.
So now, now we're gonna fry the falafel. Now, as simple as frying the falafel. And we're just waiting for the potato to come out of the air fryer and then marinate them. And we're gonna fry the falafel, and that's it.
And the falafel, don't you want to do them in shapes?
Yes, I do, and for that, what we're gonna do. I mean, I told you earlier on the story about my falafel maker. I was doing a Lebanese night, one of the pubs in North Leeds, the countryside. It's about 45 minutes drive from where I live, and I left it there, and I didn't go back to get it. So, so I don't have it. But I thought we can do 2 spoons, just for people who don't have the falafel maker. They can mold it in a spoon. I mean, the shape is going to be a little bit different, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the flavor will still be there. Okay, shall we go ahead and fry? So I'm gonna, I don't know if you can see the,
Have you got your 2 spoons ready, Shadabin?
got your spoons ready, Sharbin?
Yeah.
So can I tell you a trick that I know about when I make my falafel? I dip the spoons in some water. Just dip the spoons in water. When you're making the mix, it just makes it slide off the spoons easier into the pan, so the mold doesn't get stuck. But try it without the water and see how you go.
Yeah, this is a good tip. So I'm doing that.
Very good.
Yeah, we do that. I've changed the angle on this. Can you see the pan?
Yeah, perfect view.
Right. What we're gonna do now, again, this is a bit of a tip. So the falafel mix that we did, we're not gonna use it all. That's why I put more quantities because once you do falafel, it's very good to freeze. So normally, I mean, it depends how many people you have around. But normally, it's highly unlikely that you use the whole quantity. So what I'm gonna do is I put some here, yeah, and add a bit of bicarbonate of soda, yeah. And this is, you only do this before frying them. So you don't add it to the whole mixture. Only add it before frying to the quantity that you want to fry, and that gives you a bit of fluffiness. That's gonna build some air in the falafel when you fry them. Okay, so I'm gonna mix that in with the quantity that I'm gonna fry. Okay, you can see that the falafel is holding together. Yeah, that means it's good consistency. There's no water coming out. Now, if you freeze it and you use it again, you might see some water coming out, but it doesn't matter. You can always drain it before you use them again. Okay.
Sharbil, what's your falafel dough looking like?
Oh, you don't want to see because I
really want to see. Come on.
You want to see, Sharbil? Okay, so how do you know that the oil is ready? We're gonna throw a tiny bit in the oil. Yes, the oil is ready. I've got an induction cooker, so I've got it on 6. Anywhere between 6 and 7 is a good temperature, I think. You don't want it too hot, but you don't want it as well too cold. Okay, so we're gonna mold the falafel now between the 2 spoons. Sure, Sharbil.
Sure.
What's happening? What's happening? Can I help in any way? Okay, so this is the first falafel.
My oil is still not ready, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop the first one in.
Oh, that looks very cool. So I have a question from Dana Barakat.
Go on.
And she's asking, have you tried frying falafel in the air fryer, baking them in the oven, or any other alternative ways?
Yes, it's a very good question. I often use the air fryer for falafel. You won't get any crunchiness. The taste will be amazing. Yeah, it's a good way to, not consume fried oil, but no crunch. If you can live without a crunch, that is fine. You can perfectly do it in the air fryer.
What about baking them in the oven?
The same. There will be no crunch. Yeah, no crunch. The flavor will be all right, but no crunch.
So Anis, is this a sign that it's ready?
Yes, that looks good.
All right, let's try.
I'm excited for Sharbil's falafel going in.
It's not gonna be like very consistent because it might fall apart because I couldn't manage to squash them properly without their food processor.
Did you add water?
No.
It might help, and as you kind of like mash it together, adding water might bind it a little bit more.
Okay, I'll try with this one, only one, and see how it goes. If it goes really bad, then I'll go back to squashing more.
The worst case scenario, Sharbil, you can have like fatted falafel.
No, it looks good. Look. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Falafel soup.
Fatted falafel. He could have created a whole new thing. Fatted falafel. How are your potatoes, Sharbil?
Should I take them off or I leave them here?
I mean, do you want to do a test of the potatoes?
I think, Sharbil, I think if you concentrate on the potatoes and leave the falafel, I'm happy for you to do so. Okay, so now we're gonna flip we're gonna flip them. So that is looking really good.
That's amazing.
I'm using my shisha thingy.
That is incredibly creative. Wow. I have never seen them used in the kitchen before.
Shanks. Okay, so I think this is coming along nicely now. I'm checking out the potatoes. Yes. Oh, look at that. Look at this. So it's starting to brown. Starting to brown. Can I give them a shake? Yeah, give them a shake. Work out those muscles and then put them back. We flip the falafel again. Yep. Oh. I think we lost one.
Anis, if there's anything you have taught me in the last 40 minutes, is that I can use Elias, my brother, shisha tongs to pick food up. He's going to kill me now. So Shadabili, are you going to focus on the potatoes? Are you going to try and fry?
What do I do with the potatoes?
Okay, so you've boiled them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have an air fryer, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so you're going to have to drain the potatoes off the water, add the salt, and then put them in to deep fry.
I've already deep fried them.
Oh, you've just you weren't boiling them?
No, he deep fried them straight away, which is fine.
So
which is okay.
So what about your falafel?
So about the potato, what do I do?
Okay, so you've got your coriander and your garlic.
Yeah.
Okay. Anis, do you want to tell him what he needs to do? Is it just adding the potatoes with the coriander and garlic and the salt and the lemon?
Yep. And shake them, just shake them. Let all the ingredients like coat the potatoes.
Shalbil, did you add your chili to the mix of the coriander for the potatoes?
You asking me?
Yeah. Did you add the chili to your mix of coriander and garlic for the potatoes? I think Anis put in about like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of chili powder, but for the amount of garlic and coriander, you probably need about like a quarter of a teaspoon
of chili powder.
Oh, wow, they're looking good. I tell you what, I was in Tesco the other day and I saw something that was so I was so highly offended by this. In the clearance section, in the freezer, they had something called sweet potato falafel.
Okay.
I'm not surprised it's in the clearance section, but can you imagine, what is that even made of? Sweet potato falafel?
Sweet potatoes, yeah, that's very common actually.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure about the sweet, but you mean it's sweet potato falafel? It's not, you don't mean
sweet
that
potato falafel.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I've had it before because of our Emilia. We tried some vegan things every now and again, and that's nice. That's okay. I mean, that's nice.
If you're intolerant of the legumes and beans and things like that, you know, can give you the bloat. Maybe sweet potato would be a great alternative, but I found that really strange. Someone says
our falafel are coming along nicely. The potato as well is almost there. You can see the falafel. I can flip them now without worrying that they're gonna go loose.
Anis, I think Amelia is just saying to us that it's apparently smells great behind the scenes in your kitchen right now. I can totally imagine.
Yeah, they're my best supporters, those two.
they're lucky that they can tuck into this afterwards as well. Is this what you guys are going to have for dinner?
Yeah. We've been saving ourselves. We had small breakfast, and then we're gonna have this for tea. Okay. So the best thing you can do with after frying falafel is put some kitchen roll in a plate and take them out when you think they're ready. So we're looking for this brownie golden finish. Okay. So
Very good.
them here.
Wait, is that Sharbil dropping things?
It's just the lid.
Sharbil, sorry, I don't feel like I'm following or I'm giving you enough support.
Don't worry, I've got Sharbil. I think he's got his potatoes stuck to the bottom of his pan, and he's just mixing them around now. Oh, and he's putting the coriander and the garlic, and he's giving them a good stir.
Okay, just gonna get rid of this. Nice.
So Anisa, you're going to show us how you do the full whack, like you've done the falafel, and now you're going to make us the sandwich as well?
Yeah, sure. How long have we got, guys?
We've got another 15 minutes, but I think you're well okay in time.
That's fine. That's really. Yeah, I'll give the potatoes 8 more minutes. Now, if you feel that because they're air frying, I'm just gonna sprinkle some olive oil. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. That is olive oil spray.
I love that stuff. I love the oils that come in the sprays. It's so handy to have.
Okay, well after this one.
So I think Sharbil has given up on his falafel.
It's okay, not a bad thing actually. I think he's done a good job with the potatoes. I'm sure his potatoes are gonna be more delicious as he fried them. But just concentrate on the potatoes, Sharbil. You're okay, you're right. Okay, so these are the falafel. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean the shape. We were just very creative with using the spoons, but if you have the falafel maker.
Actually, it's interesting. Nowadays, it's quite accessible to get the falafel spoons. If you just Google falafel spoons, you can find them now, and they can be delivered. But back in the day, like, I remember 10 years ago, my mum would have to specifically get someone to bring them over from like Lebanon, Syria, wherever. And now, yeah, everyone can buy them online. It's super easy, but they come in different sizes. So just be careful if you want to get like some nice medium-sized falafels, you need to get the right sized falafel thing. This is how the motion is.
Right. So I'm gonna move you along now to we're gonna do leave the potatoes cook for 5 more minutes. I don't know if you want to. Okay.
Okay, so now we're on to the sandwich bit.
Yeah. Can we see?
I think if you move the frying pan a little bit, we should be able to get. Oh no, you've got the tarator there. Sorry. Yeah, that looks good. Perfect.
Okay. So as you can see here, I've got pickles, and the other pickle, which is what do you call it? Is it the lifted
Turnip. Turnip in English.
Yeah. Turnip, yeah. A bit of chopped parsleys, yeah, and tomatoes, yeah, and the tahina sauce in the middle. So it depends what you like really in your sandwich. So, but these are the essential, probably what would a Lebanese, falafel sandwich look like? Yeah. So we're gonna take one. Oh, they're a bit overcooked, but no, this is fine. This is nice. See, look at the consistency. So they're crunchy from the outside, and they're nice and fluffy, yeah, from the inside. The first one was a bit overcooked, so I'm gonna get rid of it, and then crunch another one, squash another one. Yeah, I think 3 is enough. 3 in a bread. Then we put. Can you guys see, or shall I change the angle?
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Okay. I am so hungry right now.
This is the pickles, and again more pickles, and more pickles. Tomatoes.
I think you're making a lot of people hungry right now, Anis.
Oh. And pasties. The icing on the cake is the tahina. Okay,
yeah.
Amelia, do you wanna just
so
bring the phone maybe on top to have a look at that?
I think there's going to be a few people coming to Leeds for falafel.
Yeah, so I'm rolling. I'm going to be rolling it. Again, some people used to or like to use double bread, but I like single bread, so that is rolling nicely.
It's all about the double bread to make sure that you can pack as much in as possible.
Yeah. Then what I like to do is do that.
Anis, you know I'm going to ask you to do the drip test, right? You're going to take a bite of the sandwich and I want to see if there's a drip. If there isn't a drip, Yanni, you rolled it perfectly.
Tiana, would you like to do the test? The bite test. Come on.
You do it.
You like falafel. Okay.
Drip test.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this because a booster. It's like
yeah.
A booster on top.
Obviously.
Okay.
Yalla.
You ready?
In. Oh,
Hey,
let me
guys,
see.
look, I think that you have the chance.
Film.
Come on.
Let's go. Wow, bravo,
Sharabil!
Bravo, Sharabil.
I can't believe
وين البطاطا حارة؟
يلا بطاطا حارة جاية. Okay, so that noise means that the air fryer is finished. So the batata harra now is in this Tupperware in the bath of the coriander, the garlic, the lemon, the olive oil, the salt, and the chili powder. Okay.
Wow.
Now, this is where the chef turns into a body. You're mixing. Okay, let me make sure that the lid is on properly.
Sharabil, are you paying attention, Sharabil, on how you're supposed to mix your batata harra?
Let's
I've already
change.
done that, didn't I?
Tupperware and shake.
Okay, I think That is done. Oh my gosh. If you
Oh,
can
that must smell amazing.
Okay. So
Oh, wow. Yeah, and it, like, that is just the best ever platter right there. Your girls are so lucky today.
okay. What do you think of that? Okay, good.
Beautiful. We need to get an up close shot from above.
Bit of chili as well for a spice booster.
Bring the camera down just a slight bit, just to see. I mean, I'm loving the whole platter and the stone plate. Very, very artistic.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Chili pepper. Okay, so I'm gonna put the lid back on. Are we all right for another 5-10 minutes? 5 minutes? How long? Where's the lid?
That is awesome. We've got another few minutes left before we close off.
Okay.
I want to check in with Sharbil first. Maybe we can get Sharbil to taste his Batata Harra and just see how it's looking.
I can
Yeah.
taste the falafel.
I mean, another way of serving the falafel would be like a falafel sushi.
Oh,
Falafel sushi.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So just roll them, make them sit like that. Shall we roll another falafel, guys?
Whilst you're doing that, we've got another question from Yvonne Malouf. She's asking,
Oh, Yvonne, hi.
She's asking, can you do the potatoes in the oven as opposed to what you did with the air fryer? Like, basically, can you make Batata Harra?
Yeah, of course, you can do them in the oven. Perfectly doable in the oven. Just try and keep the oven as high as possible. Yeah. And yeah, it's doable. Perfectly doable. So
Just adding oil, right? So really well-oiled baking pan on a baking sheet, really well-oiled, and then it should be on a high heat.
okay, so we're rolling another falafel. Yeah.
Good, I like it. Practicing consistency.
I'm actually very happy I managed to make it. I'll have falafel now.
Great.
And
Looks
guess
good.
what? I didn't have a blender. I didn't have pretty much none of the tools. I only used the garlic pylon and mortar.
Okay.
That is serious improvisation on the spot.
So we're rolling another one. Yeah. And just gonna be careful with this one because the bread is split already. Huh?
Another piece of bread?
No, it's fine. I'll just cut it off. Oh, can I have the other?
But I really like the fava bean idea. It actually turned out to give them really nice taste.
Oh, another, oh, راحت صحتك. So just want to ask, if you don't have a Lebanese community in Leeds, Anis, where do you find your ingredients, particularly Lebanese bread?
Sorry.
Full mouth. Where do you find your Lebanese bread?
Yeah,
That's
there are a
what
couple of
Londoner friends are for.
continental supermarkets, but Lebanese bread is made it to Asda now. So I bring my bread from Asda, and it is really, really nice. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But if you notice, we use ingredients that can be found in the normal supermarkets. So you don't need to venture out and go to a specific supermarket. Any supermarket would have tahina now. Any supermarket would have, cumin. So yeah, that's it. I think from me. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry for being messy. This is how I am. I like messing up with food. Um, so yeah, this is a bit more of the spicy potato to be served. Um, here you go.
It looks awesome. Sharbil, do you have a fancy plate where you're going to serve us the presentation of your batata harra and your falafel? No, no.
Not after I saw his presentation, no.
Oh no, I haven't really. Don't make me
Anyway,
feel
I
bad.
haven't got to that point
It's
yet.
just
I'm
natural.
still dealing with the falafel.
Oh, we've got another question, right? If
Go on.
you can't find the Lebanese bread or the Lebanese flatbread, can you use tortilla bread?
Yes, you can perfectly fine. Tortilla bread, yeah, is nice, especially
Yeah.
the whole meal one. I like the whole meal one because it's a good substitute for the Lebanese bread. Um, yeah, you can toast it a bit or warm it up a bit. It'll be absolutely nice. Okay.
And you know the unused dough mixture that you have left over of the falafel dough mixture, when you freeze it, how do you freeze it? Any particular way?
Just put it in a zip bag. The best way, put it in a zip bag and then put it in the freezer.
Like without frying it, without putting it in a dough, nothing. It's just straight.
No, just leave the whole thing. Yeah.
And then how long? And then in terms of defrosting it afterwards.
Take it overnight. Like take it the night before. If you're gonna cook it the next day, take it the night before.
Okay. Cool. And right, Sharbil, any kind of feedback on how things have gone your side?
I must say, like, I did not expect I'll get to the result I got to without all the different fancy equipment that Anis had. So I didn't have an air fryer. I didn't have, all those things. But I managed to get something where I'll be enjoying a very nice fancy dinner. Thank you.
Have you learned anything new today?
Have I learned anything new? I haven't done anything I know. Everything is new.
Are you going to invest in a food processor?
I think I have one, but I couldn't find it. You know what? Now I'll finish this, and then it will be standing somewhere very easy to find, like always.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. Cool. Thank you so much, Anis, for cooking with us and showing us how to make that.
I hope you enjoyed watching that. And hope to see you soon. And thank you again for inviting me on the show.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much. It was really, really lovely.
Thank you very
much. Next week we're gonna have Fatte with Fadia. Wait for our video announcement and please share with your friends. It's been really, really lovely. You can see, I mean, look at the photos. It's amazing. Not my photo, his photo, yes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you join us and tag your friends. And it's been a real lot of fun. And in the lockdown, that's the best social and safe thing to do, right? So thanks a lot.
Definitely. And yeah, guys, if you want to be a guest cook or have any suggestions of what you'd like to see, please visit the website, LebaneseKitchen.live, or Instagram or Facebook, any of the social platforms. And, subscribe and follow because we'll have so many updates of stuff lined up for you guys to tune in again and see. And yeah, thank you, Anis, and thank you, Sharbil, for always bringing joy to us. And we'll catch you again next week, Sunday, same time.
Sure. Okay, some of it, they're okay, but the ones here. Am I still live?
Hello!